Many companies talk the talk about striving for diversity in the workplace, but how many of those companies actually walk the walk? This past week, an important leadership initiative was unveiled to try to make this goal a reality. How does the Advanced Leadership Initiative work? And who are the leaders behind this project? We welcome two distinguished guests to this program. Evan Frazier is Senior Vice President of Community Affairs at Highmark Health. He's also Founding Director of the Advanced Leadership Initiative. And Greg Spencer, who has been the President and CEO of Randall Industries, a company that manufactures high-quality chemical-based cleaning products, is also with us. He's also on the advisory board of the Advanced Leadership Initiative. Gentlemen, welcome to you. It's good to see you guys again. I've known you for more than a couple decades. So we go back.
It's great to be here.
You don't have quite the gray hair that Greg and I have.
They're coming in. I'm feeling them.
Give them time.
Well, let me give you kind of a white guy's perspective. Okay. And, forgive me for that, but I can't speak and I wouldn't speak for the black community at all. Sure. From my perspective, when I compare 2018 to 30 years ago, it seems as if African Americans are everywhere in our community. Very active, very involved, on TV all the time, seemingly present. And so when I saw this statistic that only 0.1% of corporate boards are have African Americans on board, I mean, that blew my mind, because it doesn't seem like reality to me. So what's going on here? Greg, go ahead. You've been involved in the corporate world for a long time.
So let me clarify. It's the percentage of African Americans in corporate suites, not boards.
Okay, corporate executives.
Right. In fact, the boards have done better than the C-suites. And that's large part because institutional investors wanted you to have a diverse board. Right?
That's interesting.
But it takes the CEO and his or her immediate team to make sure that the C-suite has a diverse group of participants. And that has been less of an opportunity. Right. So when you look, just take the top 25 companies in the Business Times, and look at their proxies and look whether they have African Americans. Generally speaking, at that position, they don't exist. And that's the reason why the percentage is so low.
Wow. Evan, is this a function, frankly, of, a lot of folks will say, well, it takes time. The corporations have just sort of started over the last couple decades to have diversity programs, to bring in lots of minority in business programs, and they're just sort of working their way up, and it's taken too time. Or is there really a ceiling there that's preventing them from getting into the corporate suites? What's your perspective?
So I think that if you really look at the data in the last 15, 20 years, we have regressed. We've
gone back?
We've gone backwards. If you look at when Greg was in the heyday of that era.
Don't make it too old.
When I had no gray hair.
Don't make him too old.
You could look and turn to almost any major company, and there were at least one or two high-level C-suite executives across Pittsburgh. But if you look today, you don't have that presence.
Wow. Is it worse in Pittsburgh than in other major cities?
Yes. In fact, when we were putting the numbers together, we looked at how is it nationwide. And nationwide, 2% of the executive suites are made up of African Americans. So we're less than 1%.
Wow.
So we're really kind of behind time.
So that's why you've come up with this program. And I really want you to tell me a little bit about the Advanced Leadership Initiative. What is the concept to train young African Americans who are coming up in the corporate world so that they can get into that executive suite, or what exactly are you up to?
So let me just share. I think really the focus is, how do we invest in high potential, very talented individuals that are already either executives or in the process of becoming executives. Right. And let's invest in them. Let's invest in a way that will help to really create a pipeline of top-level African-American leadership in our region, which in turn will help to provide a greater diversity of top-level leadership across the spectrum in our region.
And you've got a lot of companies involved, including your own, right, Greg?
Right, and my former employer, and I serve on the board of UPMC, and of course Highmark has been there, and PNC has been there. So frankly, there's a lot of corporate support. They want to have, I believe, a more diverse executive team. It's just that, as Evan explains, is really we can collectively invest in people through this program.
Well, that's interesting that you say that. So what you're saying is it's not the racism, it's not racism within those corporate suites by CEOs and top execs to try to keep blacks out. It's that, it's what? That they haven't found the people, because we know they're there.
Right. So I don't know if you well,
go ahead.
Let me just,
you guys don't have to agree.
So let me just share. I think that it's complex,
yes.
right? While you know, people think of racism as you know, very overt types of things. Right. I'm not saying that, I don't think that's what it is, but there is an institutional racism that exists in our society, in corporate Pittsburgh and in corporate America. And often people don't see it. It feels invisible in many cases. Right. And it really is, but the reality is that it does impact, you know, people, certainly impacts African Americans. The only way to really reverse that is being deliberate in inclusion and being very focused, because if you don't focus on inclusion, you really don't get the results.
Go ahead, Greg. I do want to add on that, because I 100% agree with Evan. You know, having went through that in several different companies, I understand you know, that there's always bias, right? And that's not the problem. But the reason it's so important for us to have C-suite participants who are African Americans is that you're able to sit at the staff meeting and say, well, why are we not doing diversity supply, right? So it makes it discussion richer, because if you have an African American on the staff, they're going to bring the issue up. And people just say, oh, okay, I hadn't thought about that.
Yep,
right?
And that makes perfect sense.
Right.
Guys, we could go on for a long time. This is a really important topic, and I am so grateful for what you're doing. I think it's really terrific. And I suspect that every company that gets involved with you will then come away with an added commitment to making sure that those executive suites are fully diverse in all kinds of ways. So thank you, gentlemen, again. Great to have you on the show. And I know we're going to have you back. Thank you. When the Sunday Business Page continues, why summertime is an especially difficult time for those who struggle to pay for food. We'll preview the 2018 Summer Food Program and Feed the Kids Summer Telethon on KDKA TV.